Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got a pretty interesting show for you guys here today, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So let's get into today's topic here. So as you guys know, about a month or two ago, let's say 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, Lebron James went on the Pat McAfee show. This was after his incident with Stephen A. Smith at the Lakers game. So he went on there, and it was a big thing. And he was talking, he was making a lot of headlines, you know, just doing his thing. And there was a particular part where he went at Brian Windhorst, right? Which stunned a lot of people. Why? Because Brian Windhorst had been one of the biggest advocates for LeBron James since even before he got into the NBA. And Brian Windhorst is synonymous with LeBron James. I think they went to the same high school or something like that. And, you know, he's covered his career closely and all of that. And he's always defended LeBron James, no matter what. LeBron would do anything. Brian would always look for a way to kind of, a tactful way to kind of, you know, couch it. Or maybe this happened, maybe that happened. So that's been Brian Windhorst. And generally, Brian Windhorst hasn't had any issues with anybody. He doesn't go overboard. You never hear athletes going at him, nothing like that. But Austin Rivers believes that something changed with Brian after his exchange with, or after the comments that, what's his name, LeBron James made about him, where he was really going at him. And he believes that it changed him. He believes that after LeBron called him out, Brian took on this attitude of, I'm not playing Mr. Nice Guy no more. I'm not going to be politically correct anymore. I'm not going to cover for players anymore. If a guy's playing like trash, I'm going to call it like I see it. He's playing like trash. And I was like, okay. This is a pretty interesting perspective. So what we want to do is want to play what he had to say, Austin Rivers, about Brian Windhorst and the change that he feel now is taking place. And then want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
I will say this about Windy. He went from being basketball insider to suddenly now he's up there talking a little bit. He's like giving like some hot takes. He's talking some trash a little bit. The LeBron thing turning on him has affected him. It's now made him be like, y'all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he was all in Team LeBron, and he could deny it. You know, that's just what he was. He was known for many things of being the insider of the basketball, but he was definitely strategically placed in that studio in LA because a certain player plays in LA, and because he's always had the inside of whatever's going on with Clutch and LeBron James, okay? After LeBron had made those comments, I think Wendy went home that night, put on a cold shower, and sat there, hands on the wall. I think he had hands on the wall and debriefed for about an hour and came out of that shower a different man and said to himself, these guys, I'm going to start talking a little bit. Because he's been talking a little bit. I'm not one of these dudes that are like, man, you didn't play basketball. You don't know what the it's whatever. At this point, with the way Stephen A. Smith, I don't know if you've ever seen him shoot a jump shot. This guy's zero athletic ability. The way he's up there talking, at this point, let's just lean into it. It's part of the game. They embrace the game. It is what it is. He's changed a little bit, though. I'm like, yo, Windy, I saw the other day that, man, guy's overrated. I was like, whoa.
So you heard his comments. What are my thoughts about this? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't see any change in Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst looks like the same Brian Windhorst he's always been. They brought up LeBron James on a lot of topic items, and he's defended him to the end all the time. He hasn't. There was a shift after that blow up between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron, and you could see that he was no longer holding back. In the case of Brian Windhorst, I haven't seen that shift. I haven't seen that shift. Now, if he's saying that, oh, now Brian Windhorst will say, well, this player's playing bad. Well, if anything, you're just essentially saying he's now doing his job. Because as a highly paid analyst, you're supposed to go up there and call it like you see it. If somebody's playing poorly, you say this guy's playing poorly. If they're playing great, then you say that they're playing great. But to say that Brian now is this new man and he has a chip on his shoulder and he's out to God, I really don't see it. Because I can't think of any noteworthy moments since that incident occurred with LeBron on the Pat McAfee show for me to say, man, Brian really ain't holding back no more. I mean, he really letting it fly right now. I can't think of any moment like that. I can't think of anything that he said that has made me think, oh man, Brian Windhorst. And even if we think about the times he's talked about LeBron since then, I don't think so. There have been times where, for example, the day Michael Wilbon made a lot of headlines where he was like, if you want me to call you my GOAT and all of you kick rocks and all of that stuff. Well, Brian Windhorst was on that panel when he came on ESPN First Take. When Brian was there, he was still trying to look at it from both sides. Well, I understand what Michael is saying. I get the point with LeBron. And he even defended him. So to say that now Brian Windhorst has changed stripes and now he's out for everybody, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. Brian Windhorst almost never gets any smoke from any athlete. And again, it's one of the reasons why a lot of us were floored that LeBron James went at him the way that he did and tried to embarrass him on the Pat McAfee show by saying, this guy that keeps saying he knows me is just weird. Like, a lot of us were like, really? At Brian Windhorst? When Stephen A. Smith reacted to it on First Take, he was saying, look at what LeBron did. He even embarrassed Brian Windhorst. Like, there was no limit to his rampage. So to say that he's changed and all of that, if now Brian is saying that dudes are playing bad and this and that, then that means that he must have been really, really PC. He must have been really, really, really politically correct. When I need a strong take on what's going on in the sports world, Brian Windhorst is one of the last people I'll go to give me a strong opinion. He's not going to give you a strong opinion because I can't think of any times that he has. Now, he's given you correct information. He's giving you sober information, especially as it has to do with trades and stuff like that. But in terms of him jumping out the window and calling people out of their names, I don't think so. I think after that situation with him and LeBron, he was surprised for sure. I would go as far as saying he was probably hurt. But then he went right back to doing what he always did, which was defend LeBron James. He still is defending him to this day. The only person that took it up a notch is Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith ain't holding back no more. He ain't out there talking about, oh man, LeBron. He don't care no more. I think he was recently quoted saying that, LeBron doesn't like me and I don't like him. So Stephen A. Smith ain't hiding his feelings no more. But in terms of Brian Windhorst, and now him turning into this, like, come on, man. I don't know that. Maybe I wish he would have kind of referenced the situation so it could make it a little bit more specific, because I don't know what Austin Rivers is talking about there. But that's just me, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. I'm out. Peace.